Hello there guys, welcome to F1 2020, my team playthrough. Right, I've got some really annoying news. My race that I did in Vietnam, I did it, I completed it, I then had an invitational, I did that as well. And I also did some of these like event things where you pay for something and it gives you some sort of bonus. And then my laptop ran out of space and just deleted the entire thing, which is really annoying because I can't go back on my save and do it again. Once I'd progressed forward, it's automatically saved and the race is now done, it's in the bag and I have no way of getting it back. So I'll give you, I'll tell you what, I might be able to, I have just thought, let me get out of here. Why isn't this working? Why isn't my controller working? Is this working? Why is nothing working? Oh, it is working. Right, if I go to the main menu, I might be able to show my edited highlights of the race on the kind of thing that records stuff. So yeah, I can do that. Didn't even think about that before I started the video. I thought I was just going to have to explain to you what happened. Wasn't the best of races. I was a little bit annoyed with myself. But we'll have a little look. It should be in the showroom, shouldn't it? Or at least the highlights. Not the showroom, the theatre. Vietnam. Right then. This is the highlights of the Vietnam race. So yeah, really bloody annoying that it didn't record. But as soon as the laptop runs out of memory, it just stops the capture, but it doesn't save what it had. That's it, it's gone. So yeah, I'm a bit pissed about that. But anyway, these are the edited highlights. Let's have a little look. I don't think I did anything spectacular. So prepare not to be impressed. Right, I started 18th on the grid. I thought I was 19th, but I was 18th. And I made up a few places. Then I broke my wing. Turn that off. And then I had to crawl my way back from very far behind. And I ended up in 18th. So, not very good. Oh, this is a bit frame ratey, isn't it? It's a little bit jittery. It's not very nice. That was the first of my mistakes right there. And there's another mistake. But I liked my recovery. Watch this recovery. There we go. Oh, and I just missed having Tatiana smack into my wing. That was so close. So yeah, I did do a couple of mistakes. Never really watched these. It's all right, isn't it? Quite like it. A very sneaky pass there, but I got through. So I thought this gap's big enough. I had tried previously to get through on that gap, and I messed it up and almost spun. So when I was trying that next time, I was very nervous about it, but it did work. And I'm trying again here. Same overtaking spot. So I overtook a few people on that spot. Oh, I hit the wall. Oh, I had a proper smash into the wall. For no reason whatsoever. On that bit where it's the double left, yeah, I had a right smack into the wall there. I'm just going to show you. Look how bad that is. Jesus, what is the frame rate on that? That's awful. Anyway, there we go. That's it. So I do apologise that I haven't got it. After that, I got an invitational, which was just like a checkpoint thing. And then, so that's leveled me up. I think I'm level 4 now, which is good. So I've got like I weren't going to do the invitational, but I got like 1,000 points or something on it. And it was quite nice. It was on a track that I don't really know, but it got like quite a lot of banks. I think it might have been Hungary or something. But yeah, it was pretty good. So it did benefit me doing that. I got some money, and I also leveled up my my character to level 4, which is very nice. So we are now China. China is next. But yeah, if that happens, there's absolutely nothing I can do. You can't go back on the game once it's gone forward, so I couldn't do that. and once, if the laptop runs out of space, it just goes. Now it does come up with an alert on the screen to let me know there's not much space left, and I cannot believe that I missed it. So I'm going to make sure I'm keeping an eye on it. But I do have 80 gig left, which should be plenty. So I had about 60 when I started the last one, but because I carried on after and I did the invitational and I did the R&D stuff, the video ended up being a bit longer than I thought it was going to be. But with this laptop, I don't know what the deal is here, but I delete all of my videos, I empty the recycle bin, and then I come back into the capture, and I'm always down like about 10 gig or something, and it slowly gets lower until I reset the computer. I have to actually turn it off and turn it back on, and then when it comes back on, it's back up to 80 again. It's only got 80 gig spare at the best of times, so it is a squeeze. Anyway, let's have a look at our messages. Development update, good news from the team over at the durability department. Boss, the recent upgrades to the facility have opened new development opportunities. You can look at this in the R&D screen. Right, let's have a look then. So I'm just going to press the recommended. It's not gone to anything, so I can't do anything. There's no point me looking around manually if there's no recommendations. That just means nothing's available. So we've got normal, good on our morale. So any one of those would kind of work. I did just spend all of my money. I bought a facility. Can't remember what I did. I think I bought this. Yeah, I did. I bought that. Because it was really quite cheap, so I paid for the first one of those to give me more resource points. I was going to get something in here which was going to help Tatiana improve her skills, but I figured, look, if this is going to give me resource points, I want to get it as early as possible. So I've now bought that for the powertrain and the durability, and I already had it for the aerodynamics. So they're all now giving me a few more points, but to get the next level is going to be expensive. So we can shut down something if we want to, and that will save us some money. I don't think we need to do that. Jeff suggested it because he says, oh, we're running out of money. We're running out of money because I just spent all the money. That's why we're running out of money. But what should we do? What should we do? Anyway, advance. So it's China next. So we'll advance the time. We've put in a couple of little things which are going to help us out. So they'll happen. And then we'll progress over to China. And the other thing that I've noticed as well is that bonus that I get where you have to do so many laps over a weekend. It's not just a one-off. You get that every time. So that is something I've got to focus on. And one more thing that I do think is worth a mention, because it's really diabolical, is my logo on the wall behind my car. Why is it so ridiculously pixelated? That looks hideous. They really should sort this out. I reckon they should use vector graphics, especially for something like that. So bad. So bad. Anyway, we're at China, and I do kind of know this track a little bit. I have raced it a bit. It's going to take me a few laps to get it back in my head. I don't know my break points, but I kind of know what corner's coming next. So I should be alright here. So it's not starting from scratch like Vietnam was, but that track's really nice, and I've definitely got it nailed now. On the actual race, I absolutely knew where I was going for the entire race. So I made a couple of mistakes, and I did a couple of dodgy overtakes that I paid for, but yeah, I definitely knew what was coming up. Every part of the track, I knew what was next. So that's really good progress, I think. When I lost that video, I was thinking, shall I start this playthrough of the My Team again, but do it without a driver line, like start from scratch and do no driver line at all and just have to learn the track at the beginning and progress like that? I tell you, it's bloody tempting. Right, so we got rain for qualifying, but dry for the rest. So let's just jump in the workstation and say progress on to practice 1. But I am going to do all the laps because I want that bonus that I'm getting from my second sponsor. Now when I get to level 5 I will get a third sponsor, so I've got 2 at the minute and there's another one on its way. Right, we'll let the intro for China come up. Shall we bother? Is there going to be an intro to China? I don't think there is. Well, I'm going to skip it if there is, because we'll allow the intro for the actual race.
Parts that have come in in from the factory? Well, they're all fitted and good to go. I hope they do the trick.
Oh, that is good news. Right, I want to have a little look at my setup. So what am I on? Right, it's balanced. So I'll keep it on, let me think, what's this track like? It's got that big curly bit and then the couple of long straights. Really, really big long straight, hasn't it? And then it's got 2 long straights. And then kind of a little one and then back round over the start line. I'll stay for balanced first and I'll go with track acclimatisation. Hopefully we'll get that. And then we'll switch up.
During these practice sessions, you can check the details in the car monitor. We'll get good data for both the race and factory teams, so they're well worth running.
Oh, I was going to say, is this always the same, the team objectives? But it's not, because I've not got to use 2 different setups, which is normally that is one of the objectives, isn't it? Right, hang on, let's have a little look at the track. Right, so is that weird big curly thing at the beginning? I had 2 big curly things on this one. Right. Doesn't really look like anything. It kind of does. It does look like something, don't it? It looks like Patrick trying to do ballet. Patrick from SpongeBob doing the splits
Specific information or make certain
with a Smurf hat on.
You can tell me what you want over the radio. Press and hold the radio button to activate the system, and you can either speak the command or select it manually from the radio screen that will appear on the multifunction display.
Oh, yeah, Jeff.
When the radio is active, cycle through command groups with the MFD button.
Yeah, I want to say something. Right, I'll tell you what it actually looks like. It looks like a Roman emperor's head. Now, those shaded lines, that's like the hair at the back. The start-finish line is on the back of the head, around about by the ear. And then we've got the little quiff of hair hanging over the front. Then we've got the kind of Roman nose. Then we've got curling around the mouth. We've got the chin. Coming under the chin, we go that straight line, which is kind of like holding the cape. And then we've got that weird bit that would be nothing whatsoever.
Track, we should consider getting out there.
Almost like he's thumbing his chin at somebody and his thumbs out and then along the back straight. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like, doesn't it? Kind of like a floppy hairstyle, a big nose, and then coming around by the mouth and the chin, under the chin, round the neck, and then that curly bit. I think if you get something like that in your head, you definitely learn the track quicker. Right, track acclimatisation is what we're going for. We're going to stick with this setup. Let's go. See how we do. See how we do. And I'm definitely not going to run out of space on the laptop. It's got 80 gig. I'm not going to do an 80 gig video.
Okay, your goal is to get through as many corner gates as quickly and precisely as possible. Best of luck out there.
You've got to brake about the 100 board on this one. I know my brake point there. It's about the only place I do know my brake point, but I do. I like those kind of UFO things as well on this track. It's got a good entry to the pits as well. I don't know whether it automatically puts you around that corner or not, or whether you've got to slow down and navigate that yourself. I'm actually going to drive into the pits while I'm doing these tests so I can see. Oh, I know this one's tight. I actually remember doing this acclimatisation on the old game, on this track. I remember the bits where I was struggling, so we should get a good score out of this. Yeah, this is a track that I kind of like actually. I completely forgot about this one when I was saying which tracks I sort of know a bit. We've got that sort of weird S shape now, haven't we? Oh, bollocks. So now this is coming around, which would be the Roman soldier's neck, and then along here. So it's going to be that weird thumbing your nose. So round. Ah, I'm going to miss that gate. Bollocks. Right, I remember that's a tight one there. And we sort of drift out. Oh, not just yet. There's this one. Okay, we sort of drift out towards this one. It's on the outside. Right, so not a good first lap.
Watching the DRS zone. Watch your MFD for the activation point.
A bit late there, Jeff, mate. So 100 board for this. So we're not going to get. Oh god, that was bad luck. Got a red one. We're not going to get it this time, but I think we'll be alright with... Oops. I think we will get the purple within a few laps of this. I do sort of know the track.
In the following corners, turn 11, turn 12, turn 14, turn 16.
I'm trying to stay nice and smooth around this bit. It does tighten up though, don't it? So I've got to make sure I get this gate. Did that one go red? Did I miss one? I'm not sure if I did or not. Don't think I did. There we go. Surprised I got purple on that back one. Okay, this one's on the inside, isn't it? So I've got to pull the car in a little bit, and then one in the middle, and then one. Oh, I broke too much. I've got to remember that it's a very, very sharp left along here. That curb there, yeah, that was my break point when I've raced this track previously. I can always remember looking for that curb. So that's, oh shit. Oh bollocks, we got a red. We're not at the top, are we? But we will pass the programme with this, I think. Target score 345. My score won't tell me because it's saying plus 30, so we're 280. So we've got a couple of gates left. We're going to miss this one if we ain't careful. Oh, we got it. I wished it wouldn't just... I glance up and it's always brackets plus 30 or brackets plus 20. Always. And it's like, I can't keep looking at it. I have to just glance. I hate how it does that. Just put the entire bloody thing there. Really annoys me, that does. It's like there's loads and loads of room for it, and you have a quick glance up and it just says plus 30. You're like, well, what's my fucking score? So stupid. A little bit quicker this time, get a few more purples. That's good news. Much better, much better. Come on, let's try and get maximum. Ooh, that's one's on the outside, this one's on the inside. Pull it back in again. One about in the middle. Didn't need to slow down as much as that at all. Right, so I'm looking for the curb on this. So there's a little road and then there's a curb. So about there. Oh, that could be a spin out spot there, couldn't it, if I catch that badly? I'm surprised it gave me that one. That went red last time, didn't it? Bad again, but we got green this time. We could be up here, but I don't know my score because it's plus 30. Right, so we're at about 350, I think. Why did they do that? It really annoys me. It's so stupid. I don't know if it annoys anyone else as much as it annoys me, but as you can see, it annoys me a lot. I've no idea how close we are, and I spent too long looking at the fucking thing. 30, tell me my score,
Alright, that's the programme complete. This is some decent data, although...
I wasn't fast enough, was I? It was a 460, so I didn't quite make it. I was 10 off. Oh, one gate off. Which was probably caused by me waiting for my score to appear, looking up the top right too often. Right, let's do some of the other ones. I'm not going to do qualifying pace yet because that I really didn't do very well then. Oh Christ, we're doing alright here. So we've got to get 3 good laps, and we've got to get optimal sector 2 whilst doing qualifying pace.
Don't seem to focus entirely on the race, but we should put a bit of time aside to run the qualifying.
I will go for this then because it's a double one, isn't it? So I'll give this a try. Don't think I know the track well enough. I am struggling a little bit, but it should come pretty quickly because I know this is a track that I used to be quite confident on.
We can lap close to our rival's pace.
A tiny little bit late there. I don't like this big curly bit at the beginning. I find that quite difficult to to get round quickly. I always think I'm going too slowly around it. So it cools in quite nasty as well, don't it? Oh god, it cools in a lot. It's interesting to watch the delta though when you're going round, isn't it? And see how you do compared to what it thinks you should be doing. That's not too bad, not too bad. You're dropping. There's a bad corner there, half a second down. This weird S-shaped thing. So now it comes back again on itself. Oh, it's really not easy this, is it? Now it's the squarish bend. And a second down, right, we're looking for that curve then. So I know two of my break points, this one and the one right at the end of that long straight. That's it. We have made up half a second because we was on 0.9. Oh, beautiful. Okay, we're going in the right direction, so we might make this. No, bollocks, now we're going in the wrong direction. Okay, that's our setup's fault, isn't it? Come on, come on, come on, it's so close. We've got to get a good corner here to get this. Oh, I've got a really bad corner. I've got it anyway.
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed.
Alright, cheers. Cheers, Jeff. Right, pretty messy there, weren't it? I'm surprised it didn't say you went off the track by miles. Do the test again. Right, so, did that give us this? Oh no, so we've still got to do that again because it's the only place we can get this sector 2 thing, but that's only worth 10 points, so we'll leave that for a while. Right, ERS management, fuel and tyre. I'll go for tyre wear.
Our best lap so far is a 1:38.6.
I think this tyre wear one, we just got to be gentle on them sweet, bloody hell.
Tyre management. Try to control the slip through each corner and take extra care putting the power down at the apex.
I will do, Jeff. I'll do exactly what you just said. Look, even on this corner. I'll try not to go all over there this time. Oh yeah, I think these first couple of corners, they're the ones that where it's going to make a difference. And this one here, you got because it's pulling your wheel sideways. Oh Christ! Got to be really gentle with this. Oh, we did it! We did it! Oh, beautiful! That's good. Very good. Turn. Get back on the gas. Get back on the gas. Okay, good so far. Right, this S-shaped thing is really tricky, I think. Going a bit too slow. I'm still in the green on the thing. We're doing all right. So brake on this. Turn in. Just let this flow round. We've got 0.7. Oh, we're fine. We're absolutely fine. This seems like a very easy one. Right at the top of the purple. We're over a second, and the delta's going in the right direction. Seems a bit too easy, this one. I think it should demand more of you. Nice and gentle acceleration through there. Keeps us at the top of the purple. Should get bonus points for this, Jeff.
Program complete and
lovely. I've still got to do laps though, because I need that thing where I do 70 laps, don't I? So there's nowhere it sort of tells you how many laps you've done, is there? Oh yeah, there is. So I've done 5. Well, I'll have to keep a mental note of that then, because we're going to do, how many is the actual race? Probably about 30, and we've got to do 70 something. We've got the fastest lap. Obviously, other people haven't bothered doing that bit yet. So let's go for fuel management.
corner of T1 as a single long braking zone for...
Oh, he was telling me something. I was listening to him. Think of T1 as a long braking zone 4.
Focus on fuel-saving technique. Lift and coast through corner entry to save as much as you can while keeping under the minimum lap time.
Right you are, Jeff. I really think on this My Team thing, if I'm still into it by the time I get to the end, I think I'm going to do like the next season without the driver line on. Come on, where's the bloody end of this corner? Oh my god, this is a mess. What a fucking mess that was. This is my least favourite programme, it really is. I really struggle with this one. Can I just turn my mix down? Can I do that? No, I can't. That'd be easier, wouldn't it, if you just turn your mix down? Make up some time, we really have. Oh, I should have changed my my setup, shouldn't I? And had like the setup number 5 or something. Because obviously, also I'd have less drag. It'd help my my petrol as well, wouldn't it? So I should have had setup number 5. I'm not doing very well. I have to coast. Well, we're all right now, but we're not going to get top, are we? We'll coast this bit.
You're capable of more if you work at it.
Oh, it's still going. It's still going. Oh, okay. I don't know if to go back to the garage because it's. I was just slowing down. I'll go back to the garage. I hope it gives me that from just one lap. I don't know if it does or not. I don't know whether that counts. Yeah, it does. Okay, that's good. Right, ERS management. I'll come back to that in a bit with a different setup. So let's have a look at.
Fastest lap is a 1 minute.
We'll go with this. And we'll do ERS management, and this will get me used to this setup, ready to do that time management one in this setup.
This is the ERS management test. Hit the target time whilst managing your battery charge. The more efficiently you use energy throughout the lap, the higher you will score. Use your overtake button for maximum power, but remember, that will drain energy rapidly.
Right then, I'll be using my overtake button. Using it right here. So we go across the line nice and quickly. That's a nasty bend there, isn't it? You just got to be nice and smooth. And I know it feels like you're going really, really, really slow, but you just got to wait. You just have got to wait for the end of the corner. That's all there is to it. Well, I won't use my overtake unless my delta's looking bad, so that I'll stay in the purple. Or if it's right at the top of the purple, I'll use it, because otherwise it's a waste, isn't it? I could use it now, but I'm on a tricky bit of track where power won't help. So I will use it as soon as we get around here. I'll use it here. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. That's not the right button. I think your overtake thing should automatically turn itself off when you brake, like your DRS. It should be like that, and it doesn't, does it? Right, spinning out there. Right, so I'm using it now, I think. Oh, I am, because it's just started going down. beautiful. We're good, we're good, we're good. Just a little go on it because it's fun. Let it go down a bit, not too much.
Complete, and that was a very good...
We're doing alright, aren't we? Return to garage. We must be chipping our way down this time because of all this returning to garage takes a while, don't it? So we've got 6 minutes left. Right. Race strategy, not enough time for that. Qualifying pace. If we get this, we can do fast sector 2, and that's going to be all the team objectives. So we want that, we're fast sector 2. That's what I'll go for. I haven't really got time for anything else. And we've got a better setup for it now, haven't we? We're on setup preset 4 now, so that should give us a bit more speed. I don't know where sector 2 is. It doesn't really show you on the map where the sector points are, which I think is fucking ridiculous. It absolutely should show you that, shouldn't it? That's information you really should know. Well, I'm guessing that my driver is using a controller because she's doing very jittery steering and not just holding the steering wheel around that bend. As soon as I take over, I'm using a steering wheel. And when we go around a bend, we just hold the steering wheel in the right place. Gently turn it back. We don't go like this. Try that overtake button. Didn't do anything, but when I pressed it, it beeped, and that was the DRS exactly as I pressed it. I was like, ooh. It feels like I'm doing that way too slow, but I'm in the green on the Delta when I do it. You've just got to wait, you just got to wait. But it does feel slow, that does. Right, as soon as my sector 1 goes either green or red or purple or whatever colour it's going to go, I'll know I'm on sector 2. Well, I think I am already. I just noticed on the track it's gone purple. So this must be sector 2 now, and this is my weak bit, so that's not good. Come on, come on, come on. Quick, quick.
We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
We don't want rain. Yeah, we did it, we did it. We got our fast sector 2. So, we've accomplished all of the team's objectives. That's amazing. We're going to continue to try and push for more in here. It's a little tiny bit late on the brakes there, but it's not really a big deal. It's not too bad. Early on the brakes there, which is not very helpful.
Program complete and a job well done. We got
right, estimated 7th. So that's going to be the end of this this session. So it just chip away at your time for you, doesn't it? When you say, you know, go to track. Oh, look at that. 2, 1, and we're out. Right, we're gonna level up and get that amazing emblem. We're getting through these ranks quite quickly, and the season's got like 40-something days left before they bring new stuff.
To remind ourselves of our top 3, who are Stevens, Bottas, and Alexander Albon. Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly.
Right then.
Formula One action.
We're like K74 Racing is like a big sandwich of Formula One drivers. Tatiana Calderon at the bottom, and Katsumi Stevens is making up the top slice of bread, with all of this talent in the middle. So, and then for dessert, of course, we have a chocolate eclair, which is lovely. Every time they say his name, I always think, I fancy a chocolate eclair. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's what his name is from now on. And this dude as well, Nicholas Latifi. I always think of Queen Latifah every time I see him, always. And this guy, Magnus Magnussen. Right, Antonio Giovinazzi. He is my rival, so hopefully we'll beat him. Anyway, let's go. Let's stop making fun out of people's names and carry on. That went really well, but as I say, that is a track that I do sort of remember a little bit. And it's only going to take me a tiny bit to get back into it, and I like it as well. I like the track. I think the thing on this track is just go slow around those first couple of corners and know that even though it feels really slow and you're aching to put your foot down, you just got to wait. You've just got to relax and you've got to wait for the track. It takes a long time to get around those two bends. Right, let's have a look at our messages before we continue. Weather forecast is the latest weather report. The key point is that while the race should be dry, we're looking at a potentially wet qualifying session. Jeff. What's Cole got to say? Well, I've attached the preview for this weekend's Grand Prix. If you've got any questions, come and see me in the data centre. I bet I can't. I bet if I go to him with questions, he won't answer them for me. Right. Just tell you the rank. Yeah, it does. So we've still got no. What's his name? Ain't got any points, has he? My rival dude. Where is he? Oh, there he is. No, he's got no. We're all at the bottom level with no points. So I really want to get some points. I want some points. Anyway, let's advance. Advance. Oh, I forgot to check how many laps we did. I think we did about 8 or something. But I'm just going to keep doing things and doing laps, so I definitely get that bonus. It's not a lot, but 100 grand every weekend. You don't want to miss it, do you? I don't want to do like 65 laps and not get it. That'd be really bloody annoying. Anyway, what we got left? So track acclimatisation, we can improve on that. Tyre management, we've got both on there. Fuel management. Race strategy, we haven't done this one yet. This bit's just not clear, it really isn't. It's not super clear whether I think I've got the purple on that because of the purple circle around the number 3. I really don't know. Why is it a number 3? Why is this one a number 2? And this one a number 3? And this one a number 2 and number 1? What the fuck does all that mean? I've absolutely no idea. What are those little numbers in the circles? What do they mean? Is that how many laps you do? No, it can't be, can it? Because some of them have got, 2 lots of it. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. Well, we'll do race strategy before the track gets busy. So, come on in. So we got to get all 5 for 5 on this to get maximum points.
Okay, we need a few solid laps here to help us calculate a good race strategy.
Oh, he's looking a little bit greasy. Car feels nice though. So I don't know what components have been fitted, but the car does feel better than it did. The car felt really horrible on the race at Vietnam. I was thinking, no, you didn't watch that, did you? Because I lost the video. But the car felt terrible on the race at Vietnam. It was kind of like understeer all the time. Although to be honest, I did do a little damage to my front wings, so that's probably why. But yeah, it didn't feel good. It really didn't. It just didn't feel right. But now it feels all right. I dropped a little bit of time already. That's not good news. Let's try and make that up with some aggressive driving. Really not very good at these 2 corners. I'm not confident at pushing the car on those 2 bends. I don't really know those 2 bends very well. This corner here though, you can just fly over this. You haven't got to do any slowing down. And then my break point here is the curb, which is about the 100 marker, isn't it? But I'll say the curb because that stands out a lot more than the 100 marker does. Sometimes I get my markers mixed up. I did this a lot in the Vietnam race. I kept on the bit of the ballet shoe at the bottom, turn number 11. I kept looking at the 50 marker by mistake instead of the 100 marker. I did it so many times. Like I was thinking, I'm looking for the 100 marker, but I got my eye on the 50 marker, and it was so weird because I could see that it said 50, and then I was like, oh shit, that's the wrong one. and by that time I was past. But I had the driver line on, so you know I was going past the red bit of the driver line, looking for my braking point. And what I also did.
Oh, we're getting great data. Stay focused.
What I also did is coming down that big long, the big long straight, which I said is like the inner leg, turn 10, the crotch, and then all the way down to that valet shoe. When I was coming down there was a car quite close behind me. So I was looking for I was looking at his time, see if he was less than a second for when we got to the DRS zone. So I was thinking, is he going to catch me up? Is he going to try and overtake? And I was waiting for the DRS zone to come up. But you know how the driver line turns red? Well, I was thinking that was the DRS zone, so I was going really fast into it, trying to activate my DRS, and it was the braking zone for a corner. And then I just went flying off the track. I'm surprised it didn't show that on the replay, actually, because it was a bit of a catastrophe. I ended up getting stuck in that little bit in the bottom, the sharp bit right at the bottom. But it weren't too bad. I didn't lose any positions for it. I managed to get back. To be honest, I sort of blocked the person that would have passed me. Right, this is not going well. We're down, we've got to focus. Come on. A really, really, really shit couple of sectors there. I don't think I'm going to make it back either. It's going in the right direction, but it's not going to go in the right direction far enough, unless I get a really bloody good corner here. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, we got it! Oh, thank God for that. Right, we can do this. We've just got to get a really good corner here as well. Turn. Oh, thank God for that. Right, I'll focus this time then.
You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
Yeah, I almost didn't, Jeff. I almost didn't. Really nearly fucked that one up. Just wait for the track. I know it feels like you're going really slow, but look, it's in green, so you're not going too slow. You're on target, you're fine. In fact, you're a third of a second up-ish. Okay, 0.2. Curb on that one as well, which is exactly where the driver line tells you. It's nice when that happens and you just think, yep, curb. Most of the tracks, the curb is what you're looking at, isn't it? Really, most of these Formula 1 tracks, the curb is telling you where to brake. It doesn't always work, but most of the time it does. Oh, bloody late on that then. I was looking at the curb, but I was looking thinking that's kind of like a double curb there really, and then I broke on the second part instead of the first part, so that was bad, and this is terrible. But looks like a repeat of the last lap, so it's going to be close again. Apart from we're not recovering our time as quickly as we did before. We've got to get down to at least a 0.2 before this braking point. We haven't got such a good brake on here this time. It's not going green. Come on. Oh, it has gone green. Oh no! Bollocks. Right, so that's the end of that then. Let's go and pit and get this wing fixed.
And that front wing, it'll need replacing if it takes too much.
It's good that I'm getting to pit because I want to know where it takes over for the pit. Oh God, I've got to navigate this corner. Right, so that's good information because if they automatically took me around that corner, I'd just pile into that pit at stupid miles an hour and then it takes over for me. But I have to navigate that corner myself. So yeah, I did want to make sure I got a pit stop in so I could check that. Bit of a shitty day to be wearing shorts, mate. So we'll have to wait while they fix the wings that I've just smacked into the wall. Right, 1 minute. Right, let's have a little look at the times.
Set us back a little. So far, our fastest lap is a 1:41.4.
What was my fastest lap from the last one? I really don't know, but obviously I'm not putting a very fast lap at the moment, am I? But I'd be interested to know what my fast lap was before. Right, what about my setup? Shall we keep this one? Let me think. I mean, Sector 2.
We're 5th in the speed trap.
Sector 2 probably wants a little bit more,
miles per hour.
you know, probably preset 2 or 3 for Sector 2. I'll have a crack on here. I've got to try a lot harder on that double S bend bit on Sector 2. I'm really struggling with that. So we'll try a bit harder on there. Right, so race strategy. We need 5 of 5 on there, don't we? That's the one. Qualifying post we've done. ERS we've done. Fuel management. So we squeeze more out of that, and we can squeeze more out of this. I'll have another crack on track acclimatization. And I'm just going to ignore the points. It will just make me angry when I look up and it just says in brackets plus 30 and I have no idea what my score is. It will just annoy me, so I'm just going to race and at the end hopefully it'll be enough. I'll just stay super focused and I'll ignore the stupid thing at the top. I've looked at it already. Score 0, target 470. Well, let's see if I can discipline myself to not look at that throughout the entire lap. Do you reckon I'll make it? I am going to focus on the track for the whole lap, even on big long straights. I'm not going to look at it. Okay, let's see if I can do this. This is going to be an impossibility for me. I'm not looking at anything that's on the screen that's just appeared. Remember, this comes in really tight here, haven't I? So this one, I'll make sure I get that. I'm not even looking if they're green or purple at the top. I'm just driving, not looking at anything. As far as I'm concerned, the entire hood is off, and I am just going to race around these. Bollocks! I've missed one. Okay, right. So that's the end of that plan because I've missed one. So I will now look. What's my score? 110. Don't have to brake so much there. Just a few dabs on the brake, really. Just a little bit of feathering. For that coming back in on the second part of the S. I want to have a good look at this curb here. It's a double curb, so it's the end of it's not the beginning of the fat curb, it's the end of the road. So there's kind of like a little road there. That's the curb I'm braking on, not as the curb, the red and white curb goes fat. That plane that was coming into land. Right then. Lap number 2. Ooh, a bit wide there. So we've got to make sure we get in the brake zone for these couple here, otherwise you miss at least 2. And obviously this one's right on this corner as well, isn't it? So we've got to get that and swing over to this. Right, let's try again. Turn in. Oh, that felt good. I'm not going to look if it's green or purple. I'm just going to drive. It felt good though. I should have a whole string of purples. I've glanced up, they're green. Oh fuck, I glanced up and missed the gate. I have no discipline whatsoever, I really don't. I'm one of them people that when you're at the dentist and the dentist starts to drill your teeth, I stick my tongue in the drill. I just can't help it. I really can't help it. It's just automatic. He's put something in my mouth. I've got to investigate what it is. I've cut my tongue so many times doing stupid things like that. But yeah, everything in my life is the same with that sort of situation. I can't not look. If there was a button that said do not press, I'd have pressed it 1,000 times. I really would. I remember when I was a little kid, my dad had just sharpened these wood carving chisels and they were on the kitchen side. And he goes, I'm going upstairs, don't touch those chisels, they're sharp. As soon as he went out, I stuck my finger on the chisel and it just cut me straight down to the bone. If you tell me not to do something, I have no control whatsoever, it's going to happen. So yeah, that's just the way I am. Right, one more lap then, let's make this one count. I bet the qualifier is going to be nasty on this track. There's a few places where I think if it was wet, God, that was a bit mean there, cutting that gate out, weren't it? I think if it was wet, there's quite a few places where I think I would have spun then.
Final lap of the programme.
Right then, let's try a little bit harder. We've got one more lap left. Don't bloody hit me, you fucking arsehole. Right, you've broke your wing. Oh, we've missed it. Okay, back to the pits. What? I want to be on a downforce one for this. Let's try... What we got left? 25 minutes. Let's try oh, God, I thought I was on this one. I thought I changed it. I'm going to go for the increased downforce for this programme and see how we get on with that. I think...
Function display will allow you to change
it's a bit stupid how they cut Jeff off like that, innit, on a flying lap. Jesus Christ! Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, I weren't touching my steering wheel, and as soon as the game let me take over, it just went crazy. That was me not touching it, that was the game just going nuts. Oh, I should have said restart the programme, shouldn't I? Because now I'm going to lose some time. Oh, fuck, they've got to bloody repair the wing as well. Definitely should have said restart the programme. And I've got to pay for that. Right, let's have another crack at this, but this time I'll have my hands on the wheel ready for when I take over the driving so it doesn't go all over the place. That's annoying that I've got to pay for that bloody repair. You're kind of like a fraction before the 100 board on that one. It is the curve, not the board. That felt good through there. I hope I get that when we're coming around at the end with all our stream of purple dots. Come on. One was really bad. Come on. Oh no, they're purple, they're purple. Really good then. Come on, more purples, more purples. Yeah, purple, 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 purple. Beautiful. Don't brake too much, try and keep on, keep on. No braking for this, just drive straight through. There we go. Oh yes. Going well, going well. Right, look for the first curb, not the second one. Turn in, turn in. Oh, you bloody slowed down, but it gave it you. And it gave you it in purple as well. Oh, this one's not good. It gave you a green, that was generous. I'd have said no, that'd have been a red. If I was the boss, that would have been a red. Another purple, lovely jubbly. I'm gonna look at my score, 350. What do we need? 470. Okay, so that's 380. Not many left. 100. No, not 100. Board. There we go, we made it. And we got purple, green, purple. Purple, a green, and a purple and a green. Have we made it? Have we made it? 480? We have made it.
This circuit, this is a really strong foundation to build.
Cheers, dudes. Back to the garage. Right, how many laps do you think we've done? Probably about 7. Let's have a look. Where am I? There I am. 5. Is that all? Right then, so we've got everything, haven't we? Oh no, fuel management we haven't got. And race strategy. So fuel management and race strategy. So which one of those should we do? We've got 14 minutes left. I think I'll go for this.
The lap is a 1 minute 41.4.
Look at that. Minus 0.78 laps extra fuel required. So if I don't do good on this programme, my car's too heavy for the race. Yeah, so we definitely want to get this one good. Because on the actual race, they can change my mix, can't they? If they're thinking, hang on, he's driving a bit shit, he's going to run out of fuel, they'll just change my mix automatically, because I've set that all to auto. but I don't want them to give me a heavy car full of too much fuel, so we've got to get this program good. This is my least favourite one. I really find it difficult to coast and then brake, and I think it's because your feet sort of work like a seesaw, with one coming up and one going down, and without that happening it gets a little bit more difficult, but we'll try. I'll just try and be nice and smooth, try and coast, and see what we can do. I failed my driving test for coasting twice. Failed two driving. I had a driving instructor who was I think he was fleecing me for money, and anyway, I was coasting all the time, didn't even know what it was, didn't know it was a thing, and I failed two driving tests for it, and I changed my driving instructor to someone else, and on my first lesson he slammed the brakes out, and he goes, "What are you bloody doing?" I was like, "What?" And he goes, "You're coasting." I thought, "What's that?" And he goes, you got your clutch in and your car's moving." I was like, "Yeah, so?" I didn't know it was you weren't supposed to do it at all. So there you go. I'm not good at this program at all, am I? Sorry dude, I can't go fast, I've got to save fuel. I'm on a stupid program. Oh god, we're in double reds. I'm just not good at this fuel saving thing. I think you have to coast much earlier than I do. I always try and coast a little bit, but I think you have to coast like a real lot. So anyway, down this thing down here, I'll try and coast a lot more. But I've just thought of something. Right, back to the garage. I'm on preset 2. I want to be on preset 4 for a coasting program. We got enough time left? Yes, we have. Okay, preset 4. That's why I'm not doing it. My car's got too much drag. Right. Come on then. Let's try again. Maybe even preset 5. That's going to really help me out on that big long straight. This one. When we actually come all the way round. I should have gone preset 5. I think. Here we go. Let's try and remember to coast. Don't think about my crazy driving instructor that suddenly slammed the anchors on and shouted at me. And also as well on another driving lesson with that guy, it started raining and I sort of looked to see where the button was to put the window wipers on, and he slammed the brakes on. He was like, "You don't know where the control is? Oh, you need to familiarise yourself with all of the controls of a motor vehicle." It really did. It was proper angry, it really was. Doing a little bit better this time. Well, still not very good, but a little bit better. A bit more coasty coast around here, from coast to coast, in a Formula 1 car. We're in the green and the red. Green and red. That's better than red and red. Let's see if we can get it into green and green. And then we'll have a crack at purple and green. We should, on this DRS zone, with our drag reduction, with our setup, we should be going in the right direction, but we're not. We're staying about level, so we're going to coast from here. And we're on the brakes way too late because the driver line was wrong. Oh, look at that though. We've got a chance here. Coast, coast, coast. We've got loads of time. Just coast. We've done it. We've bloody done it. Oh my god, we did it. Oh, fuck yes.
Very good job indeed.
It certainly was, Jeff. Right, and that is the end of the practice session, I believe. Don't think we're going to have time for anything else.
Best lap so far is a 1:41.
Lovely jubbly. So we have maximum points across the board, is it? Oh, we've got this one to do. So we've got race strategy that we need to do. We need to focus on that for practice session number 3. So let's accelerate time. Quite happy with that. What time is it? Might get the race done today as well. Ooh, it's 9 o'clock and it's no, not 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. and it is what you call it as well. It's Sunday night, so that means people have to get up in the morning. So I don't want to. I'm not going to have to do the race today. So I'll just do this session, and I'll do the race tomorrow. Right, so we are currently tier 14.
The session has drawn to a close, so let's review our top 3. Bottas, Leclerc and Daniel Ricciardo.
We didn't put in a very fast lap, look.
Fun doesn't stop here though.
Right, let's just advance. Let's crack on. Ooh,
Today, let's have your take on it.
wasn't expecting this.
You spent a lot of time on the track during practice. Does the car have enough reliability to sustain that?
Probably not. We wouldn't spend so much time on the track if the car couldn't take it, you silly cow. Oh, no, we'll say, of course, power unit is great reliability. I think that one, and I think, what's it going to do? Give a boost of morale to the power unit boys? Doesn't really help me much. A new aero package is reducing strain on the rest of the car. I'll say that.
You left some body work out there on the track. Were you struggling for grip?
Oh, look at that thing on the left that I'm not allowed to say. I was just leaving a memento behind. No, the car was in auto drive. I wasn't touching the steering wheel, and then it let me take over, and the car just crashed without me touching it at all. It's nothing that won't buff out, you silly cow. Oh, I hate it when it says that. I think that's a bad thing.
Well, that's everything.
Bollocks. Should have picked the other one. Is there a right one to pick? I don't know. I don't want my things to be affected by the stupid interview. Especially when it doesn't give you what you would say in real life. That's never there. What you would say is never there. You just got to pick one of the presets, obviously. And then you pick it and it says, oh, you've just chose the wrong answer and you've lost all of your money. And it's like, thanks. Oh, it's such a shame about that video. I've really got to make sure I keep an eye on the laptop. I can't believe I didn't notice it. Normally when it's getting close, I do notice it and I just say, right, I've got to go, otherwise the laptop's going to run out of room. Tatiana looks like someone, I really can't put my finger on who it is. I'm pretty sure it's someone famous, not just like someone I know or someone I used to work with. I think it's someone who used to be in like a TV programme, like something like Prisoner Cell Block H in the 1980s or something like that. She just sort of reminds me of someone, but I just really can't put my finger on it. Look up again. Tati, up here. Look up. I really can't think who it is. He might be an old teacher from like middle school or something. She proper looks like somebody. But if it ain't someone famous, it won't mean anything to you lot unless you went to my school. Which you probably didn't. Who is it? Who does she look like? Anyway, let's get in there and begin practice 3. Not going to bother fanning about with any of the other stuff. We're just going to jump in and do this. So we need to do the strategy program 1, that 5-lap thing, don't we? So what setup do you reckon we should try? Oh, I didn't want to do that. I want to do this. So, oops, wrong thing. We want to do this. I wished it said on practice 1 and 2, these are your lap times, these are the setups you were using. That'd be useful information, wouldn't it? That. I think we did all right with this when we was doing the petrol one, so I'll stick with this. We'll give this a crack first. If this goes badly, we'll try preset number 3. I'm not making that fucking mistake again. I'm not holding the steering wheel and the car just goes completely out of control. Here we go. Right then, we gotta get 5 for 5 to get top points. Tight, 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 tight. Not that tight. Gentle, because you've got a wheel on the curb. There we go. Stayed in the green. Bloody lovely. Half a second. That's very nice. If you want to stay in the green throughout the entire lap, that'd be really nice, wouldn't it? Don't think I've done that yet. So this is the bit that messes me up then. This sort of, it's quite a shallow S to begin with, isn't it? And then this one's a little bit tighter, but you don't want to go too tight. I think I would really struggle here out the driver line, because I am so using my feathering my brakes or my accelerator depending on what the driver line is doing. Without that on, it's not like just about your braking points, is it? It is really useful for that sweepy bend there, for you to think, oh, hang on, I'm pushing it a bit. Everything's gone yellow. Right, this is going pretty bloody well, this first lap. Let's just get 5 of these, and hopefully they'll give us a good strategy. Another plane coming into land over there. What is it? Right, let's bring in some COVID-19 back to China to start the process all over again. It's so fucking dumb, isn't it, how long this has been going on. In March, they could have just said, right, compulsory lockdown for 3 weeks, everybody. They should have said, right, we're giving every single person on the planet.
We're getting great data. Stay focused.
I will do, mate. They should have said in March, right, every person on the planet has got to stay in their house for 3 weeks. You ain't got to go to work. All your bills are suspended for 3 weeks. And here is a food package so that you don't have to leave your house for everybody for 3 weeks. No panic buying. Everyone gets one food packet. It's going to last for their household for 3 weeks, like rations after the war. I can't remember that, I'm not that old. And then after 3 weeks, that would have been it. It would have all been over. Anyone who had got the virus and was very sick would have had to go to hospital and might have died. Anyone who got the virus and recovered would have been recovered within 3 weeks. Any surfaces it was on, that would have gone. That's what they should have done. They should have said, look, I know it sounds serious, but we've got the opportunity here to nip this in the bud before it gets out of hand. Let's just do it. Imagine if you go back in time and do that with the flu, or do it with TB or something else. Just say, hang on, something's just started in the world and it's really bad. We've all got to stay inside for just 3 weeks. But if we don't do it, then, you know, your kids are going to be off school for a year. So yeah, in Colombia they've just announced that the kids are not going back to school until next year. So that's a year of school that my niece and nephew have missed out on. Well, not my nephew, because he's only 2, so he's missed out on a little bit of play school. But my niece is 5 and she's missed out on a year of school. Not such a big deal when you're 5, but is a big deal if you're a little bit older, when you're actually learning stuff as opposed to just listening to stories and playing games. But yeah, mad, isn't it? It all could have been like completely eliminated with a 3-week compulsory lockdown. It'd be like, if you leave your house, straight to prison for 3 weeks, solitary confinement, 3 weeks. We'll pass you some food, and then we'll incinerate your clothes and everything. But yeah, it would have worked. Absolutely would have worked, and the virus would be no more. But I mean, then Carol wouldn't be working from home; she'd be at work. So maybe that wouldn't be so good. But yeah, that's what they should have done. It's weird that no country said that exact thing at the point where they realised that you could be asymptomatic. At the point where they went, hang on a minute, we've realised that it is possible for you to have this and show no symptoms but pass it on to other people. At that point there, it's surprising that some countries didn't go, right, very strict compulsory lockdown for 3 weeks for everybody. We want to make sure we get rid of this. But now it's totally out of control now. They never, unless it just goes by itself or that ridiculous herd immunity kicks in, then we've just got this now, and that's just the way it is. Like many other illnesses that are around in the world, you only get one chance really to completely eliminate and eradicate them, don't you? And that's right at the start. But if it did come from some dude in the market, chopping up bats, that was one person. If that person would have just stayed in his house for 3 weeks, nobody would have got it. But when it spread to 100 people, if 100 people had stayed in the house for 3 weeks, it wouldn't have spread anymore, etc., etc. But now it's at a point where that's not really doable, because as much as you try to impose that on people,
Stay focused.
There are always going to be people that say, no, I'm going out, I'm not vulnerable, I'm fine. Yeah, but you could be spreading it and then everyone else has to stay in the house for a fucking year. So anyway, let's stop talking about this matter and focus on the race. We're doing alright. Yeah, it kind of hit home today because there were... I am going to talk about it a bit more. It hit home a little bit today because there were some people on the street, like a family out in the street, just shouting really, really loud, like, give us some food, we're starving, etc, etc, etc. It's like, that's a family, they are starving, they've got no food. They've got to such a desperate point now. What they're doing is standing outside, apartment blocks, just shouting, would you please give us some money to buy some food or give us some food because we're going to die. What comes next? Right? I'll tell you what comes next. Crime. That's what comes next. People ask for food because they're hungry, and obviously you give them some food, but it gets to a point where that's no longer an option, and people are thinking, well, I'm going to starve to death and so my children. What comes next? Stealing food and crime. And I that's what I expect to follow in Colombia, I really do. I mean, we saw a lot of crime when we had peaceful protests. And people had jobs, they weren't hungry, they had jobs, they had food, the markets were open, everything was honky-dory, but they still looted and smashed up buildings and tried to break into our apartment block, etc. in gangs. It got really fucking hairy, it really did.
You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
But now we're in a situation where people are going to be really fucking desperate. And that is going to result in a lot of crime. That all could have been avoided, it really could have been. We just stay at home for 3 weeks. Like, really fucking strict. There was a fake news story right at the beginning, which really tickled me. I was thinking, I wish this was true. And it was like, it was a Russian report saying Putin has released lions into the cities to attack people who are not obeying the lockdown, and obviously that's not true, and there was like a photograph of some lions strolling around the city, so blatantly that's not happened, but I was thinking to myself, oh god, I wish this was true. I really do wish this was true. People flaunting the lockdown rules, putting everyone else at risk, causing us all to have to stay at home for a fucking year and miss our school just because some people... Right, another little point on this, okay? I'll get off my soapbox in a minute. I just wanted... This one here. My niece, she walks her dog in the local park. It's really, really close to her house. She's always walked her dog there. And when she walks her dog there... God... Broke way too hard there. What's the delta? Oh, I'm alright. When she walks the dog there, it's just her and the dog. There's no one else there. And what's going on? Something's gone wrong. I don't know whether that car was stuck to me. I can't, fuck, I don't know what was happening then. My car, it wouldn't, I don't know whether my pedal is broken again, but it just wouldn't accelerate. And I've turned me winds off, haven't I? Oh, I shouldn't have done that, because if my controller stops working and it's temporary, I allow myself to rewind then. That's not my fault if I've got my accelerator down and the car's not going forward. But I don't know whether that was that then, or whether this guy next to me was stuck on my wheel and stopping me from moving. Let's have a look at the replay and see what actually happened there. No, he's not anywhere near me. My car just wouldn't accelerate. Unbelievable. All the way through this, I got my foot on the floor and nothing was happening. Like, at all. And I've just lost that program for it. I know I did a terrible corner, but my terrible corner was not going to lose me the program. I had plenty of time left, but I've certainly lost it now. And I can't do a fucking flashback. Can't turn them on either, can I? So yeah, I've just lost this program. Nothing whatsoever to do with my nothing whatsoever to do with what was going on. Bollocks. bollocks, I've got to do the whole fucking thing again. I'm gonna go to retry practice program because everything that just happened there was beyond my control. I don't know whether my pedal's gone again. I really fucking hope not. Anyway, I'll tell you this thing about my niece before I continue. She always takes the dog for a walk in the park, and she has, it's a greyhound, it runs around a lot, so she throws a stick for it and it runs around the park. And no one goes to that park at all, it's always completely fucking empty. Always, it's just her in a massive field throwing the stick for the dog. Then lockdown happens. Now, the park is completely full every day of people doing their 1 hour of exercise, right? The whole time before lockdown, they're all in their houses watching telly. But now, because we've got lockdown, they all go out to the park and all of a sudden they've got to exercise every fucking day. So yeah, I think that's a bit fucking out. If you are one of those people, that's a bit fucking out of order. What are you playing at? So anyway, let's crack on. I'm so annoyed about that. Not the park. Right, I've done retry practice program because I don't believe that was anything to do with my fault. Something just happened and I completely lost all power. But fucking hope my steering wheel ain't broke again, because I'm damn certain there are no more dodgy wires. There was a dodgy wire. It was completely cut. Not all the way through, but into the outer casing and then through about 6 wires on the inside, so they were all bare metal. So I fixed that, and I'm pretty confident that that was the only problem that I could see when I looked. I did have a good old check through to see if anywhere else had got any issues, but that was the only one I could find. So that's fixed. Bloody hell, look, we got around there well. 0.7. So if it goes wrong again, then it might be an electrical component that I'm not going to be able to sort out. It's like the ability to buy something like that here is a little bit difficult than just pop into Maplins. There is an area, like fucking miles and miles and miles away, where all of them sort of shops are. But you know, everywhere, the lockdown in Colombia is a lot stricter than the lockdown in other countries. And those sort of places ain't going to be open for a long time. That is not an essential thing. And they've got like depending on what your ID number is, depends on when you're allowed to leave the house. So my ID number ends in an 8, and actually so does Carol's as well. And so we can leave the house on days that have an odd date. So if it's an odd date, then your ID ends in an even number, you can leave the house. But on the opposite, you can't. So it's the same as the driving thing that they have here, where every other day is a different registration plate that's allowed to go on the road, odd or even numbers. Which is the reason Carol has to have 2 cars.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
Oh, that felt a lot better that time. The last time I pulled it in tight a little bit early, didn't I? But that time I didn't. I was thinking, I'm going to wait for it. Oh, about the same though, so 0.6, 0.7-ish. So actually the previous one was a tiny bit faster. I thought I'd done better on that one, but the previous one was 0.1 better. I know people have got really, really strong opinions about like the virus, the quarantine, the masks and all that stuff, so I've probably offended quite a few people. If this video gets thumbs down, I don't really care. We've all got our own opinions, haven't we? Yours is probably different to mine. It's like most of my Facebook friends, in fact almost all of them, are kind of like, wearing a mask is oppression and this virus is all a complete hoax and it's not real and all that stuff. That's what most of my Facebook friends are. Because I mix in quite spiritual circles, and earth people, like spiritually type people, a lot of them are just saying all of this is a process of control, etc. So I'm getting a lot of that on my Facebook friends. I'm just going, every time I see it I'm just thinking, okay, if you say so. But it really wouldn't hurt you to just sit and watch Netflix for a couple of weeks to kind of like you know, save the health of fellow humans that you seem to keep telling us you care about a lot, and then you're flaunting all of these rules. Someone did the other day, I thought this was really fucking out of order, right? It's a really, really spiritual guy. I know him quite well, really. I'm not going to say his name because I don't think he would watch this video, but if he does, I don't want him to know that I'm about to slag him off. But he'll know who he is if he hears what I'm about to say, because he posted it on Facebook, and I'm going to tell you lot. Right, he said, God, I did that corner bad that time. He said, yeah, we're all going to have a meeting. Like, a few spiritual people from this group are going to meet up. He said where the meeting is and what time it is and everything. And he says, feel free to come wearing a face mask if you want to, but be prepared to be ridiculed. Right? I don't think he was joking, which he could have been joking, but I don't think he was. But I thought, how fucking out of order is that? That's kind of like peer pressure bullying for someone to turn up at that meeting not wearing a face mask. And maybe, just maybe, he's wrong about the virus. That person could catch it and die, and that'd be his fault. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you're supposed to be a fucking spiritual person. That was a disgusting thing to say. So yeah, if you are listening to this video, then you'll obviously know you are, because you posted that, and I think it was bang out of order. But I'm not going to say anything on Facebook. I'm just going to say it to a few thousand people on YouTube. This video will not get that many people watching it. It will get about 30 or 40 views in its entire lifetime, and that'll be it. Probably less than that. It'll make me about 4 cents. But I don't care, because I enjoy doing these, so I'm going to do them for the hardcore people that follow them. Right.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting
Super duper job, Jeff.
Stay focused.
Super duper mega job. That was. Trying to do this one a bit better on this first bit, because we were down on that last lap, weren't we? I mean, we can get, you know, 0.7 on the delta here if we do it the way we did it a couple of laps ago. What we got? 0.3. Not as good as those 2 laps that were like 0.6 and 0.7. They were good. Whatever I did there is what I want to do. I don't think you're allowed to upload videos where you've talked about coronavirus for some fucking bizarre reason. I think they automatically get sort of flagged and, you know, like, this is political, you're not allowed to have an opinion on whatever this subject is and all that bollocks. So maybe they'll just flag this video. It'll probably get, excuse me, it'll probably get demonetized because of the nature of what I'm talking about, because that happens as well. But hey, it's going to be watched about 40 times, it's going to make me about 2 cents, probably not even that. It's not much of a loss, is it? Let's be honest. Right, so it's going to be 4 for 4, so back to where we were soon, and hopefully, oh, I'm sick from the speed trap then. Hopefully we won't have some weird thing happen at the end of the last lap of the programme, and we'll get a 5 for 5. And then that's all of our points, I think, isn't it?
What we asked for.
Pretty sure that's all of them. Did I do the petrol one again? I'm pretty sure I did, because I changed my setup to do it, didn't I, with less downforce, because I was struggling to get it. Oh, I've missed this turn. Still in the green though. Look at that, 0.6 again. So yeah, maybe that's a better way of doing it. I thought that was worse. I was like, I've missed it a little bit here, this is going to go red. But it didn't. It actually stayed nice and green. Over a second. So, as long as nothing weird happens, we're all good. Yeah, for those people who don't know, right, last year, when Colombia had some peaceful protests, it was really quite good for a little while. There were people like fucking thousands of people just like all marching down the road with like saucepans and like wooden spoons banging the saucepans, and people were all cheering from their apartments and stuff. And it felt like the community all getting together to kind of say, you know, we think this should change. So that's how it all started, and that went on for quite a few days. And then you started to hear like reports of crime. And there started being like looting going on, especially in the south of the city where it's a bit poorer regions. And then like the bank that my wife works for there's just like loads of people just smashed up all the front of the of quite a few of the branches of a bank in the middle of town. I'm going really slow again. What's going on? What the fuck? Exactly the same place as before, exactly the same part of the program, and I've got no acceleration. That's annoying. Right, I'm going to turn my rewinds back on for exactly this situation and then just use them on there, and that's it, my flashbacks. I wished I hadn't bloody turned them off. Foot was to the floor, all the way around now. I've got nothing. There is nothing.
Program complete and a job well done.
No, it fucking wasn't, Jeff, because something has happened to my car. Has it run out of petrol or something? Where's your petrol gauge? How do you know if you're running out of petrol? Let's have a look at the MDF thing. MFD. Hang on. I've got to turn flashbacks back on for when that happens. That's unbelievable. I'll return to the garage. I'm just going to have to do the program again and hope it doesn't fuck up again. But at precisely the same point it did it. Motherfucker. So we got to do it again. That's unbelievable.
Our best lap so far is a 1 minute 41.0.
So anyway, back to last year. So yeah, we got these reports that people were smashing up the banks and stuff, and Carol got sent some videos, and it was just a load of people just smashing all the windows of the bank, and they actually stole cash points. The actual entire cash machine with all the money in it they took away. Stole a few of them. Then they stole a bus. We glitched a bit there as well. They stole a bus and drove it through a shop front to loot the shop, and there were people in the shop as well, and the security footage is inside the shop, and all the people are in the shop, and there's people smashing on the windows, and then this fucking bus comes through the wall, and the entire front of the shop all caves in, and people pile out the bus and just steal everything. So yeah, there was a lot of looting going on, and places getting smashed up. And then we got reports, someone who works at the same place as Carol but lives in the south of the city, like she's only just bought her first apartment and she's on her own, and there was people inside her apartment building, like looting all of the apartments, and she was in her apartment terrified, like on a WhatsApp chatting with them saying, oh, they're coming up the stairs and I can hear them and all this. She was absolutely shitting herself, and it was just people who, it was a peaceful protest, and there was people like, you know, being criminals whilst the peaceful protest was going on, kind of use it as an excuse to just break the law, basically. And so all that was going on. And then we got the building manager of our building. They've got like a WhatsApp chat for everybody, and they says we need everyone to come downstairs. So we all went downstairs to the entrance of the building. And they said there's a group of people forming on the corner, just on the corner of our block, which is actually just outside this window, right next to me. There's a group of people forming there, and they were worried about them. So there was like, we need to be a little bit vigilant about this. And they wanted us to sort of like just hang around by the entrance to the building, so it looked like, you know, like a deterrent, so that they would go somewhere else. Anyway, the group of people kind of walked off the other way. And then they met up with another gang, and it kind of like turned into quite a big mob. And it turned into quite a big mob of people. And the block next to ours, they smashed into that block of apartments. God almighty, that weren't good. And they were trying to get into the actual apartment buildings, and obviously the security's armed and stuff like that. But yeah, they'd broken into the actual building complex, and there was smashing on the windows and the doors of the ground floor apartments, trying to break into them to get into the actual building. Now that actual building itself is new, and it's quite secure. It would be quite difficult for them to get in. But our building, the bit where we drive our car in, is a big gate that opens up for the cars. But that gate is kind of like horizontal metal bars that are a bit like a ladder. And it's not very high, it's about like 2 meters high, and the top of it is just a big gap and then there's the roof, but you could easily climb over it. It's just a fucking piece of piss. So if they'd have targeted our building, they'd have got in really easily. And then once they've got past that gate, they're into the main building. And at the bottom of each tower block, there is a little door into each, but the doors are so flimsy they could just kick it down. And then the only thing between us and them is a lot of stairs, and then our apartment door. That's it. So anyway, this mob was forming, and the police contacted our building manager saying, we're tracking the mob. There was police helicopters in the sky, and they got spotlight on this mob of people, and there's a couple of riot vans and stuff, and loads of police motorbikes came into our street, and we got about like four or five motorbikes down
What we asked for.
in one direction, and then another 4 or 5 motorbikes in the other direction, sort of like blocking off our street, which was quite comforting. And then a couple of riot vans come and just park straight outside our building, and a police helicopter was directly above our building as well, and they had like a siren going on. I'd never heard that before. The police helicopter had a siren and spotlights, and the police said to us, tell all your residents, they said this to the building manager, tell all your residents to get weapons and form a gang outside the front of your building. We think your building's going to be targeted. And he said, can you tell your residents to wear white so that if we have to intervene, we know which sort of side the people are on. So we all had to dress up in white, and everyone went and stood at the front of the building with like broomsticks and metal poles and things, just whatever you could find that you could use as a weapon. And this fucking mob of people come down our street. Oh, I missed that break point. Bollocks. So yeah, this mob of people come down the street, and they got to the corner of ours, and we was all trying to look tough with our white clothes on, whilst brandishing sticks and things. I had this big fucking metal pole, and I was thinking to myself, right, it was a fucking heavy piece of metal. And I thought, I don't want to hit someone with this. If I hit someone with this, they're probably going to die. I don't want to kill somebody. It's like, what the fuck? But we was all outside the front of the building, and we could see the people coming towards us, and the riot vans were there and stuff, and the police were sort of waiting for it all to kind of kick off. And then they kind of just went the other way to other buildings. Oh my god. We slowed down a bit then as well.
Okay, super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
But after that, we once the mob had gone the other way, we come back upstairs, and they said what they want now is because the security are armed downstairs, they've got guns, but they said we want at least 2 of the residents at all times on the door with the security to like back them up a little bit. I was like, what the fuck? This is not my job. It's not my job to come down here and fight angry Colombians, which probably have guns and shit and knives. The security are trained for this and paid for it, and they've got proper weapons that shoot. It's like, I've just got a metal pole that I don't want to use. I don't want to hit anybody with it. But anyway, that's the situation we found ourselves in. So me and Carol said we'll take the 4 o'clock in the morning slot. And we were thinking by 4 o'clock in the morning, all of the fucking criminals have probably gone home. It's like, so it came at 4 o'clock in the morning, and me and Carol come downstairs with like a flask of coffee for the guards, and we'd made some food and stuff. And we just sat there chatting to the, well, we didn't. Carol sat there chatting in Spanish. They don't speak any English. But yeah, we just sat there chatting to the guards, really. And nothing happened. But there were no more incidents that night. But holy fuck, it's like, Carol's like, oh, that was the building manager. The police have said we've all got to get weapons and go downstairs. And I was like, what? What? The police have said what? It's like, a few of my friends in England are police officers, and I told them what had happened. And they're like, what? What the fuck? The police told you to get weapons and stand outside the building looking menacing. It's like, yep. I was like, yeah, Colombia's not the same as England.
You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
I'll try and keep it up. Just don't make my car go really slow when I finish this last lap, yeah? Is that a good deal, Jeff? What do you think? If it happens again, I'll be so fucking annoyed. 3 times in a row? If it happens again, it's blatant. Well, I think already it's a fault in the game, and it's nothing to do with my bloody pedals. Exactly the same point. That's terrible. But yeah, I'm going to turn my rewinds back on just for that. So if it does happen again and I rewind, it probably won't happen after the rewind, whatever the weird fault is. So that's my plan anyway. But yeah, all of that shit, protecting your building with sticks, that happened during peaceful protests. So yeah, I've been saying to a while for Carol, like, you know, I know what's coming. I absolutely know what's coming. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. But fortunately, not only do we live about, well, maybe about 7 or 10 miles away from the actual city centre. So we live in the north. We're in quite a nice neighbourhood, but there are some neighbourhoods that are very close that are not nice at all. We do hear quite a lot of gunshots. Over the past couple of weeks, I've heard gunshots most nights. There's probably been about 5 nights over the past 2 months that I've not heard gunshots at night. And that's pretty crazy, really, when you think about it. Oh, brilliant. It is slowing down. It is slowing down. What? It's done it again. Exactly the same place.
Okay, test complete and now...
Exactly the same place. That's fucked up my R&D points. Not by much, but I was going to have a clean sweep across the board and now I haven't. That's practice 3 as well. That was my last chance. Unbelievable. Right, so I am definitely turning my rewinds back on in case something like that happens again.
0.0.
Hang on, it says resource points 550 or 550. So if we... What? So I didn't do it, but we've got all the resource points. I have no idea what's going on. That's weird. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on what happens. The stage we're at the moment is there are people in the streets shouting very loudly, "Please help me with food, my family are starving." So that's where we are now. And it's kind of like, I mean,
Most warm sets, so we may as well get the most out of them while we can. They won't be available for the rest of the weekend though, so don't run too hard on it.
So yeah, it's we had some people who were begging, and it's like we're on the top floor, and I kind of threw like a bundle of money down to them. They got it, so that's all good.
And with all the cars now,
But it's kind of like,
3 again. Verstappen, Bottas, and Sebastian Vettel. And in today's
where the fuck am I?
to go by, we're in for an exceptional weekend of Formula One.
I'm all the way down here. God, we only meet Williams boys, but obviously we didn't do a fast lap, did we? But yeah, I threw some money down to them. But there's also a bit of you that's saying, if you keep giving the people stuff, then they will continue to come to this place for more stuff, and then we'll run out of stuff. So you can't, and we've got to think of all Carl's family as well and stuff like that. So it puts you in a little bit of a situation where you think, I feel bad for these people. I want to give them something, but we ain't got much. But yeah, you can't let people stand on the street shouting, "I can't feed my family. Could you please spare some food?" and not give them some food. That would be wrong. But yeah, it's not really bad yet, but we have kind of hit maximum capacity on our intensive care units in Bogota. We got a load of new ones and we've maxed that out, so we are on the brink of collapse. So that's not a good sign, is it? Right. But aside of that, and it's like the whole lockdown thing has not really affected me very much, because I'm at home all the time anyway. I know I haven't left the house since March, but that's not really a big deal for me. Oh, she's going to level up. Maybe next time. So we've combined together, we've leveled up, and she's very close to leveling up, and so am I. I'm going to be level 4 soon. Not bad, not bad. So yeah, it's not really affected me, to be honest. It's like my life is pretty much the same as what it was. I used to spend a hell of a lot of time sitting in coffee shops. That's not happening anymore. But now I'm just sitting in my office at home drinking coffee instead. The way it did affect me in a really big way, which I'm not going to talk about in any depth, but I did have a flight booked to England for 3 weeks right at the beginning of lockdown, and all the flights were cancelled and grounded, so I couldn't go. And the 3 weeks where I would have been in England, my dad passed away, and it was also his funeral, so I missed saying goodbye, and I also missed going to his funeral, because both of those happened in the time when I would have been in England and I wasn't. So that's pretty bad. But I'm quite a spiritual person, so I don't think you really need to go and say goodbye to someone at a funeral or something. I think you can sort of just meditate yourself and sort of connect to their energy and say goodbye that way. But yeah, that's definitely a little bit of a downer. But Also, if I had gone to England at that time, I wouldn't have been allowed back. I would still not be allowed back now. I would have got stuck in England. And on top of that as well, I did have symptoms. So I isolated myself. So I could have took symptoms to my mum, and I would have been coming through Heathrow Airport and travelling through London as well. So even if I hadn't got anything, I could have very easily picked something up and passed it on to my family. So yeah, when they had the funeral, only 10 people were allowed to attend. No one could sit next to each other. They all had to be spaced out. And they weren't allowed to sing any hymns, which I thought was a bit of a weird rule, really. No singing any songs at all, so all spread out. And a load of people turned up to the funeral and were just outside because they wanted to be there and pay their respects. But as soon as the people went in, the 10 people that were allowed in, someone came out and said, right, you lot all have to go now, you're not allowed to be here. So it wasn't very pleasant. But it wasn't anything to do with the virus, it was cancer. But it would be much worse for people who are dying of the virus, where, you know, you can't have a funeral, you can't say goodbye, you can't go to their hospital bed. It's just a case of, nope, this patient is contagious. So that's it. So yeah, that must be horrific circumstances for those people. But there we go. Look how shit my emblem is, as I was saying before, with the very pixelated graphics, especially on that very back wall, look over on the right. That looks fucking awful. They really need to sort out little things like this. That looks terrible. I mean, you pick that emblem, so that's kind of like a feature of the game. It's like, yeah, choose your emblem. And you also unlock new ones. So as you progress up through the thing, you unlock new emblems. You know what I think she looks like? She looks like the original Pippa of Home and Away, circa 1989. That's who she looks like. I don't know, it's just that little bit of a dowdy... No, the second Pippa, not the original one with the square face. But the second one. So around about 1991, Pippa from Home and Away, that's who she reminds me of. She's got a sort of dowdy look to her. The one who was a little bit like a hippie. Anyway. I'm glad I realised who it was doing my head in. She doesn't look like it, she's just got something about her. I think it's her eyes. I think it's kind of like a little bit of a lifeless expression. Tatty, look up. Yeah, she reminds me of the second Pippa from Home and Away, way back in the early 90s. There's some people shouting outside. I wonder what that's all about. Right then, workstation, assists, gameplay settings, flashbacks, on please. Just in case you decide to fuck us up. Right, I'm not going to be using my flashbacks at all, unless my car just stops accelerating for no reason whatsoever, like it did do at the end of those programs, although it did give me the maximum points. Or if my actual pedals fail, so if I have a mechanical failure on my steering wheel or pedals, I will rewind. But if it's a mechanical failure with my car in the game, it's part of the game. So yeah, we got flashbacks back on. I had got them switched off, but we have now got them back on. Ooh, I'll leave Parc Fermé off because I don't want to use the same tune that I've been using for Rain on the qualifier on a dry weather race. I think that's a fucking stupid rule. It really is a stupid rule. So yeah, everything else is onky-dory. Confirm changes. So right, we've got a qualifier in the rain, and then we've got a race in the sun. So as I said, I believe Parc Fermé rules mean if you tune your car in qualifying, you're stuck with that tune for the race. Is that what it means? I think it does. So in this situation, that's just absolutely fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Why would anybody set up their car for sunny conditions and drive it in the rain, or the other way round? It's just stupid. I don't understand why it's even there. Don't understand why it's a thing. Right. Qualifier. We'll have this, and that'll be the end of this video. And then we can't do the race today because it's almost 11 o'clock on a Sunday night. Exit workstation. Go back into workstation. Advance. That's what I'm looking for. Advance. I'm gutted that I lost that the Vietnam race. I'm glad that I remembered that I've got the like highlights of it, so at least it wasn't absolutely completely gone. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame really when I'm doing a playthrough that even this early on we've got a video missing. I have 40 gig left on the laptop. I've got it on the floor quite away from me, and where it tells you the actual amount left is really tiny. But yeah, it seems to take up a lot. I reckon I could turn the I reckon what I'm recording in, the definition I'm recording in, is probably less than what actually ends up getting uploaded to YouTube. I probably could knock it down a notch or two, my settings on my capture card. Right, let's have a look at our setup. Have we got wet tyres on? Yes, we have. So let's what's this? Oh shit, is that? Where's my cursor? Oh, there it is. On my tyre compound, that's where it is. I thought something's changing at the bottom, but I'm not sure what it is.
On your current levels of tyre wear and damage, press the MFD button to open the multifunction display, and then again to cycle to the tyres and damage screen.
What's this then? Select condition dry, select condition wet. So you can say if it's wet, I'll have intermediates. So it's not absolutely pissing it down then. We don't have to have full wets. But do you think I should change my my setup for being in the wet? Maybe a little bit more downforce? I'll go for this one. See how we go. We'll do this one for a bit and see how it is, and we'll change to the other one if it's not very good. I'd quite like to know if the flying lap versus the driving out, whether the time is the same when you come round and do the next actual lap, whether one of them saves you more time than the other. I always feel like a flying lap is going to be, you know, you'll get more time on the track, but it just takes some time off you, don't it? For the, you know, for the actual bit where it drove round without you. It does reduce your time, and so does return to garage reduces your time as well. Oh my god. It is a bit slippy. We'll do our best. It's not going to be a fast one, is it, in the rain? But I would like to qualify somewhere not at the back. But having said that, there's plenty of opportunities for overtaking on this track, isn't there? Really are. My god, that was shit. Right, absolutely shocking. A 149 then. I think I get a bit overcautious in the rain. I think sometimes or maybe not, because you can just spin out at any moment. For no, if you're not really careful, it is really wet. I might try full wets. Not really a great deal of point in completing this lap, is there? I'll continue and see where the problem points are. Fortunately, this is one of them tracks where if you have an accident, you're very unlikely to damage your car, because there's not like a wall. Usually you're just going to end up being on a bit of grass and then spinning your tyres trying to get back on the track. It's not somewhere where you're going to smack your wing like Vietnam, which absolutely is somewhere you're going to smack your wing. So obviously this one is doesn't count. We'll warm the tyres up in the wet. Oh my goodness me, don't hit that. Okay, I did say you're not going to hit your wing, and then I hit my wing. Really gentle on the accelerator then while we're in these conditions. I might try all wets. Let's have a look what other people have got on.
Car repairs.
No, everyone's got intermediates. Is that wise? At what point do you go from intermediates to full wets? Does it have to be like torrential downpour? You really shouldn't be driving a Formula 1 car in those conditions at all. Let's be honest. Right, we'll give ourselves some downforce. Maximum downforce. We'll keep our tyres as intermediates, and we will accelerate these 20 seconds very quickly, and we'll get back out on the track. So apparently it's busy at the moment.
ETA on this rain clearing up is about 10 minutes, so just keep your concentration out there.
Well, that's no good, is it? 'Cause we've only got 10 minutes. That's a tad unfortunate. I wonder if
The speed trap, 196.9 miles per hour.
I wonder if we can sneak in a last lap by just starting the lap as it stops raining. Oh, hello. Sorry about that, dude. Hey, where's my... Oh, there it is. I was going to say, where's my rear view mirror? And then it just came back. So it was there. It's just because the start lights were on. I don't like how the mini-map's not on when it does that. So your rear view's not on and your mini-map's not on. It should have the mini-map on that little bit at the beginning. Sometimes I have no idea where I am. Very gentle on the pedals. Right. I really want to get a decent qualifying time because I've got to get some points against my rival, haven't I? And I think qualifying is one of the things that they measure, like who does the best qualifier. I'm pretty sure that's one of the things that gives me or him a point, and I want that point. So yeah, we're going to be really, really gentle on the pedals. Bad turn there. It's just a bit I'm a bit wary about. I couldn't turn this drive line off. I rely on it way too much for these corners just here, and that other bit that's quite similar to this as well. Like the bit near the beginning, I really do rely on the drive line sort of like changing to yellow to tell me, yeah, ease off a little bit. I wouldn't be able to do it without the driver line. Even this one as well, the drive line is quite useful. Although I think this one's easier. You do put your foot down and you just keep it down really, as soon as you've got around the bend a bit. No idea how I'm doing because it's not giving me any indication on my sectors, is it? Well, mainly because it's my first lap, but I'd quite like to know how I'm doing compared to other people. Got to be really easy through there, otherwise we are going to spin. Nearly spun again. I think I'm going to be last. I don't think this is a fast enough lap to take me off the bottom slot. 9th. Let's push a little bit harder then. Am I 9th because only 9 people have done it so far? That's probably what's going on. I don't feel like I'm actually 9th. I think a few people have probably not been out yet and done a lap. A lot of people will probably be at that time. Jesus, this is... Whoa, nearly went again. Watch those curbs in the wet. Slightly better through there that time. Hopefully we can get this better as well. Turn. Back on that. That was a little bit
less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Good. The car might go a little bit faster, although a little bit of weight is probably helps me in the rain, doesn't it? Probably less chance of aquaplaning when there's a bit of weight. Let's get my foot down then. Let the car slowly drift out. Oh, it's going well. We're a second up, and we were 9th for our previous lap. Although I don't think that will stay at 9th when everybody's done their lap. Try and get this without spinning. Nice and gentle. Straighten up and put your foot down. Dropped a little bit of time there, but I was very, very careful with the car. No power. And it's me that's being yellow flagged. What the fuck is that? It's the same spot over and over again on this track. It's got to be a fault then. I'm going to start from... Let's have a look where I am. I don't know if to start from here. Or actually I did the corner alright, didn't I? So I might keep the corner. I'm not sure what point the power stopped. I don't know what point the power went. I'm going to have to start from all the way back, and then I'm probably going to fuck up this corner. I'm going to start from here. It's done it again. Look, foot to the floor. Right, the game obviously has a fault on this track. It's like, how many times has that happened now? It's like the end of a programme when coming around onto the final straight. I mean, we're on qualifying and all, aren't we? I've got to fucking post a laptop. That was going to be a faster lap than my previous one. Oh God, we've got no time left.
Running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly.
Shall I stick with these intermediates or change them before we go out? I think I might try and change them really quickly. Oh, it's not going to let me. I can't choose anything other than these while it's actually raining, and I can't go out on a flying lap. Bollocks.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute.
We've just got it then. That's it. A drive out doesn't count, does it? It won't help me.
Everyone ready? Okay, let's go.
I absolutely don't think it's going to give me this. I'd just drive round to the start line and it'd be end of the session, wouldn't it? This is just pointless. I'm just going to go back to track. Yeah, there's 53 seconds left, and we'd have to go all the way around the tracks. So we'll just go back to the garage, and we'll settle with whatever we've got. So we might be in 9th. There we go. There's 30 levels of this, but I do feel like I'm moving up through it quite quickly.
Finished. It's time to remind
So we're 10th.
ourselves of our top three: Hamilton, Bottas, and Max Verstappen. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
We were over a second up on that lap that went wrong, and that would have put us like maybe 5th or 6th on the grid. Maybe 7th. But yeah, we were definitely at least 1 second up on what we are, and probably a little bit more as well. That's really fucking annoying. Now, I did say that I was having problems accelerating when it was coming down down the hill at the beginning of Catalonia when I was doing GP weekend, but that's a part of that track where I've got my accelerator really pushing hard, and that was pushing excuse me, that was pushing my actual wheelbase forward, which is what was biting into that cable. I mean, it's entirely different now. I've got my cable coming out of a different place. I've fixed the thing. There's no sharp edges touching any cables anywhere anymore. So it's not that now, but when that was happening in the same place often, I was thinking, oh, it could be the game. But then it happened on Forza as well, and then I saw the cable. So the cable it was properly cut, not all the way through, but it was cut enough to show a lot of bare wires inside. Yeah, that is now sorted. Well, it's only sorted with electrical tape, but I think I did an alright job of making sure nothing's touching anything anymore and it's all secure. So yeah, I'm a bit annoyed about it. So I hope they release an update and fix these things before the end of this. Well, I am possibly... Yes, we beat him. Right, so we've got level then. We are level. Yay, I've levelled up. And so will she. You know, is she not going to get any points? So I've caught her up, but obviously she's about to level up to level 5. I don't really understand what any of that stuff means. I don't know what it does. But obviously it's a good thing, isn't it? We're going up. Do you reckon they'll be friends before the end of this season? Because they really don't like each other. They do give each other some dirty looks. Oh, she smiled at me. Well, ish. Let's have a look what I do. Look away, burst your lips. bitch. You know, I just look at her and then look away and then mouth bitch under my breath. See that? This bit amuses me. I could sit looking at these two for ages. Find it really funny. Right, so China race. Let's have a look at the just before I did the Vietnam race, after the Vietnam practice, I got the invitational and all of that stuff. So we'll fiddle around with the R&D and we'll have a look, see if we can upgrade anything. There's not going to be another invitational, I don't think, not so soon after the last one. But that was handy. It gave me a load of points that I believe might have, you know, raised my character's level a little bit. But it also gave us some money, and it was a nice experience. It was a nice car. Yeah, it's definitely that Pippa from Home and Away she reminds me of. The second Pippa, not the first one. Ooh, workstation. Did I just miss the part that is do a load of stuff before you go into the race? Did I skip that by mistake? We've gone straight to the bit where it's the race. I tell you what I'm actually thinking of is I did that on the video that you guys didn't see after the race in Vietnam. So I did the race in Vietnam, did the invitational, did all of the other stuff, bought things, R&D, all of that jazz, but that was after the race. So I was thinking, well, that was on the video that didn't record, but it was at the end of it, not at the start of it. So that's why we're not doing that now. But we're going to look at the R&D tree anyway. I mean, we've got a shitload of points now. We can spend stuff in the powertrain.
What do you think of this one?
Right, let's have a look at the morale of the different places. So that's rivals. Where does it tell you? Oh, there it is, look. So aerodynamics and chassis are both good at the moment. So if we focus on those two, there's going to be a greater chance that it will work and it will do it faster. So we'll focus on aerodynamics and chassis if we have the option. Because we want to kind of like do most of it, don't we? So we might as well just do the things that will happen quicker. So aerodynamics or chassis. So we can't do anything in the chassis department because we need to upgrade something before we can do anything. So it's facility spec required 1. So we can't do anything in there. I mean, this is what I want to do, really. That's what I want to do. But I'm not going to. What's that magnet one there? Magnetic compound. Major energy recovery system. And this one is minor energy power. So look what we got on durability. Minor internal combustion. Minor turbo. I mean, I've got a... What do these things do? Oh, okay. So that's just stuff that naturally happens anyway while they're working. I don't have to pick it. That's just things that are going to be fixed. That's good news. Let's have a look at the power departments section then of those. So on Friday the 6th of November, we're going to have turbo size power unit supplier. That's like an ultimate boost. Arrival, future season. And this one, future season. So that's the only one that we're going to get in this season, but it gives an ultimate boost, which sounds fucking lovely. Be looking forward to that then. Alright, so we are going to develop something in here. Oh bollocks, we're doing 2 things already, so we can't, can we? Oh, when's this going to be finished? By the Dutch Grand Prix, which is the 1st of May. I don't know what date we're on now. Same again, so 1st of May. I think the Dutch track is the one that I did the invitational thing on. And if it is, it was a track I hadn't really been on before, and it's like loads of banks. It was really nice. I really liked that one. So yeah, we can't do anything in here. Our only option is this, isn't it?
We could go for something like this.
Or we can't do chassis. We can't do aerodynamics. That's where the morale is, so we can't do them. So we can do this, the major energy recovery system. So it's going to be ready by Tuesday the 19th of May, just in time for Monaco. Same with that one. Well, a day different, wasn't it? But it doesn't matter because it's still the same race. How much does that cost? 1,050. What's this? 550. We can't do that one yet, can we? But this opens up new places. So this opens the cylinder head, and also these pistons. And this one opens up this. So rotor speed, major energy. So both of those are energy recovery system. That's not such a big deal, really, is it? I think power's better. So I think doing this is a better way to go. What's this one? Fuel efficiency. So yeah, I want to go along there, really. So my spark plugs. That's a long time to put some spark plugs in. You just drive down Alfred's, you buy spark plugs, and you put them in on the bloody the what you call it, the car park. Then you throw your spark plugs in the bin, and then you drive home. It don't take that long. It takes 20 minutes. So we'll develop this. And we'll have a look at what we've got in here, being as it's the only option we've got. We are gonna need durability, so I don't know what part of the car is more important. Energy store durability, control, electronics durability. That's probably more important. If this breaks, it will probably cause more trouble than if this breaks. Maybe. I don't know idea. So I might go for this one. So that is the ICE's durability, and this is the turbo's durability. $525, $525. Can I do them both? Am I allowed to do them both at once? No, I can't. So they've got no more capacity. So I can't do anything else, unfortunately. So how come the aerodynamics have got two people working there, doing two things at once, and the durability people have only doing one thing at a time? Is that to do with my it doesn't show you it in here, does it? I hate how it doesn't show you everything all the time. It's like some menus aren't available from where you are. Right, so this internal combustion engine, we're using engine number 1 at the minute. Oh, every time they say ICE, I didn't think that meant just the engine at all. That's the first time I've realised that when they say ICE, they're talking about the engine. So yeah, we are going to have to, I hope this all happens automatically for me, but probably doesn't, does it? So what's the plus for? Can I buy a new one? Fit components. So I can get a new engine. I'll probably just use this one for practice and use this one for the track. So look at my gearbox. Practice gearbox. Do we really have to have this side of the game? Can't we just say, can all this be on automatic, please? So I don't have to deal with any of it. They kind of get away with telling you have to do this bit because you're an owner driver, so you've got more responsibility. But even then, the owner of a Formula 1 team and the driver of the Formula 1 team don't do any of this. That's what the mechanics do. And we've got mechanics. I'd quite like them to take care of all of this stuff for me. And then just ask me a few driver related questions like, would you like your car to be faster? Or would you like your car to be, you know, better at cornering? I'll go, I'd like it to be faster, please. And they go, okay, we'll sort out all this bollocks for you. It's a real shame that we've wasted the morale boost by not being able to do anything in either of those two departments. But we are done. Right, so the next video will be that race, but I'll advance into it now. And then when I start next time, it'll go straight to that as opposed to this bit where I have to then press another button to get it to load. Look at the time. Well, while that's loading, I'll just see how many games I've got left in my list that are working their way down. Are they all done? Games. Whoops. They're all done. My marathon of downloading is complete. I think my queue. It's done. Everything's done. Oh my god, this has been going on for about 2 weeks, probably longer, since I bought that new external drive. Finally, I have all my games back. That's good news.
It's time to find out which drive.
Anyway, we're going to shut this down here. And we'll be starting off from this point on the next video, but obviously I'm not going to do that now. I will do that probably tomorrow, but I do apologise about losing the Vietnam race. So that was a real bummer. But I will definitely be keeping an eye on that. The problem was I was uploading all of the previous stuff and I couldn't delete it, didn't have enough space, and I just didn't, I wasn't vigilant enough. But I didn't do very well anyway. Started in 18th and finished in 18th, so you didn't miss much. But hopefully this one, we will do a little bit better. Hopefully we'll beat our rival, because we're level with him now. And hopefully we might get some points. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye bye.